Hi, Earth signs. How are you? It's Shooting Stars Tarot. Welcome to your weekly reading. All right, let's go ahead and get started. If you want a private reading, you can click on the link below. And, well, look at that. The Tower and Lovers, both reversed. If you want a private reading, you can click on the link below. And also be sure to watch your monthlies. Those are up. I'm finishing putting those up. I finished those before, before I put these up, so they're up, but watch them. Also, sorry for the delay in getting the rest of the readings out. I got backlogged with private readings, which is a good thing. They're always so much fun to do, but they just cause a little bit of delay, so that's why. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do these in order: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right. Tauruses, Tauruses, Tauruses. What are the messages for Tauruses? What's going on in Taurus's love life, general life, this week, April 22nd through 28th? And I love this, Tauruses, because as we know, right, we have the Uranus transit coming up, so that's really cool, going into your sign. Wow. Okay, well, first of all, you have an amazing week. It is not a time to rest. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords reversed. Your spirits, I think that this is really saying your spirit is, there's a little bit of a need to rest your mind and kind of step back a little bit. And I'm saying that for a couple reasons. First of all, you're feeling a little bit worn down this week. Obviously, we know you're getting ready for your solar return. Actually, your solar return is this week. So there's usually a surge of energy around the solar return. So that mixed with the Saturn retrograde and the energy moving Taurus into Uranus into your sign, I think energetically you're just feeling exhausted. But work is going very well. This is kind of a money reading. If I want to turn this into a love reading, there's some negative energies here with the Devil, and this has to do with Capricorn. Saturn is retrograde in Capricorn, so there could be kind of this re-emergence of this energy, and it's showing up in your life as the Tower and the Magician reverse. So be a little conscientious of that, Taurus. This doesn't have to be anything major. Again, we're only talking about a week-ish time frame. But energetically, I think you're feeling surges and then the exact opposite. And then you're feeling a surge, like getting ready for your solar return, and then you're getting really exhausted. And then you're feeling a solar return energy, and then you're getting really exhausted. So this isn't necessarily calling for you to rest your mind. It would be if this was upright, but it's not. You're definitely focusing on other things other than love. And we can see this here in your energy, in your partner's energy, or the external environment's energy. Like, they are looking at you. They're focusing on love. You are not. You're focusing on building your pentacles, saving your pentacles, getting recognition at work. So very cool energy for you. I just think to be careful in terms of advice. Don't overdo it. Because there's something here coming from this past energy, and it definitely could be this Saturn return, which is when Saturn goes return, and it does every single year, Taurus, it's like karma. I mean, you get what you deserve during this time. And so I think that this isn't saying that you're getting anything bad that you are deserving, but this is saying that there's a re-emergence of this energy, and it's showing up as the Magician reversed in the Tower. And these are both not the friendliest energies. Okay, so there could be this something sudden that happens and makes you very aware of deceit and manipulation on some level. And then that's when we see this need to heal. That's when we see there's needing to rest the soul. Now, after this awareness takes place, Taurus, this week, then we go into party mode. Okay, this doesn't have to be third-party relationship. Again, I'm heavily sensing you're not focusing on love. Okay, you're not focusing on love. Two of Cups reverse. You have love, but it's not you're not putting your energy into like trying to get love and keep love. And, you know, when you're losing love or you're trying to get it, it's like none of your energy goes into it. But when you don't have it, then you can pull back a little bit and focus on other things. Okay. So I think this is just heavy socialization. Like friends and family could be coming into town. We could be dealing with like graduation preparations. We could be dealing with family reunion planning. You know, friends wanting to go out. The weather's starting to get nice. And then we see you, how you feel about your environment is preparation. You're in preparation mode. And you're also have been preparing. And so remember what I was talking about, that karmic retribution? Here we see also, I think, Taurus, is that you have definitely worked hard enough and consistently enough that you're now seeing the fruits of your labor. And so you have this abundance mentality about you, but you're also wanting more. You're just getting a little tired. External environment, people are focusing on love. You're afraid. You're in your hopes and fears. You're fearing that this is going to take too long, or you're not going to get the answers that you're seeking on some level. The Hanged Man. And maybe hoping that they calm down and let you do this. Very possible. So the outcome is defenses going up. Now, this is clear, Taurus. Your hope, very clear now. You're hoping that they chill out, this person, these people, they chill out and let you continue to do this. But what ultimately happens is that they don't. And so you have to say, whoa, 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 everybody needs to calm down. I don't even need to pull any clarifiers. I'm just going to pull some high level, like outcome clarifiers for you. People want you to spend time with them. People want you to party with them. You want to kind of go into hermit mode and continue building what you're building. And again, remember I talked about this Chiron transit? Like people are coming out of the woodwork with stuff to say and they want attention. Yep. Yes, they do. Chiron and Aries. Yes, they do. What are the 2 more outcome cards for this week for Tauruses? 2 more outcome cards for Tauruses this week. Yeah, you're coming out of something. Like, it's still present, but you're coming out of this, and this is making you think, okay, past, where am I now? What's happening right now? I need to like make adjustments. I'm trying to be here. I am here. I want to stay here. I don't need to deal with this. 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 So having analysis, people are coming out of the woodwork. This might be somebody from your past on some level that's acting a fool and not acting a fool, acting like a big jerk, frankly, and manipulative. And it's bothering you, but you're over it, but it's still very present in your environment. They're bothering you, okay? Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have this Ace of Cups reversed. So not really, again, you're not focusing on love. You're just doing your thing, focusing on work. Okay, Tauruses, I love you. Let's move on to Virgos. Virgos. Okay. These for a minute. Hi Virgos, how are you? This is Shooting Stars Tarot. Welcome to your weekly reading for the week of April 22nd through the 28th. We are officially in Taurus season. The money season, the building season. I learned something very interesting. I was listening to a podcast and the water bearer, Aquarius, I know this isn't you, I should be telling them, but I already did their thing. They are the water bearer because they're in the time of year, in the northern hemisphere anyway, where the snow starts to melt and starts to bring energy into an emotion, essentially, into the Pisces. And then we have Aries, it's spring and things start to grow. And then we have Taurus when things are really starting to grow. I thought that was cool. I never understood that that's why it was called the water bearer. The snow is melting and bringing life and energy for growth. Okay, Virgos, let's talk about your week. What's going on in Virgo's week? Love life, general life, career life. What's going on for Virgos this week? Also, I'm going to be doing a collab with Jane International this week, so stay tuned. We're going to be talking about some really cool stuff. Keep a lookout. Keep an eye out for that. Speaking of the water bearer, Okay, Virgos, what's going on this week? First of all, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Death card and the Wheel of Fortune. And this is with the Five of Swords, upright, reversed. This is a cyclical card. And when we talk about Saturn is retrograde and karmic retribution that comes along with Saturn being retrograde, we do see this cyclical aspect to the Wheel of Fortune. Now, what's interesting to denote is that even though there's a cycle, good times, bad times, good times, bad times. What is that song? There were good times and there were bad times and there whatever. Okay, there's always needing to be a form of a transformation on some level, and that's not taking place, at least not this week. If it were taking place, there might be a decision. So this is you feeling uncomfortable. Okay, this is you feeling uncomfortable about whatever situation this is. This is a lose-lose situation. This is a one-upping battle of egos. It doesn't go well. Everybody is left thinking that sucked. Okay, so then you have this very clear pathway in your mind of like, okay, this sucks. There needs to be a transformation. I need to decide what I'm doing here. Okay, like with this person or with this scenario, like somebody needs to budge, somebody needs to say something in order for this to transform. That's you in your mind thinking those things, okay? Why? Because it doesn't feel good. Something happened and it's like there's a very strong imbalance, and we know, okay, there's a very strong imbalance with whatever this is. So somebody needs to say something. Somebody needs to bring a very warm, friendly message to the other person or the other people. In your past, we have love. That was a heavy focus. This could be very recent past, like weeks ago, okay, a couple days ago. For heavy focus on love, heavy focus on your emotional state, realizing that there's healing that needs to be done or that there was an unhealthy connection on some level. And so again, back to this Death card, lack of transformation, you're recognizing here, Virgos, that there needs to be some healing done and there needs to be some separating done with whatever this energy is. Okay, this is an unhealthy connection. This is you realizing that you need to open up. Okay, now you could have Earth energy in your realm that's being very open with you and wanting to pull you out of your mental cell. They view you as being very, very guarded. So if you're dealing with another person that's an earth sign, they view you as being very guarded. You also view them or this other person as somebody that is not coming back. Like that's why you're recognizing there needs to be healing. This was not a good situation. It's time now. You're sitting here recognizing and saying it's time. Okay, I have fight in me to find somebody else or fix this. I have energy, but it's up to me. I need to make this decision. So they're viewing you as somebody that is making adjustments with your mental state, with your barrier, your guarded state, and opening up. So this could very easily be them viewing you as somebody that's opening up. You actually could be opening up. Okay, you are an earth sign. Opening up to the idea that they're not coming back, it's over, whatever. And here you are being afraid. This is in your hopes and fears position, Virgo. So this is you very much feeling all topsy-turvy with where your money is, where your security is. And I think you're kind of bouncing back and forth between realizing where this transformation needs to take place in order to keep this wheel turning in the cycle in the direction that you want it to. And what's very interesting is that this could be a realization, because again, we have Saturn retrograde. This is karmic, like what you have been working on will get better. If you haven't been working on, there will be less to work on. Okay, it's like if you've been lazy, you're going to have a very hard next 4 months. If you've been isolated, okay, you can have a very hard next 4 months. So the emphasis needs to be on what you have been doing. If you've been working hard, you will reap those rewards over the next 4 months. If you haven't been working hard, take note, you're going to have to double up on your workload to just be even over the next 4 months, okay? So just kind of recognize that. This is interesting. You probably, Virgos, you are an earth sign anyway, so you probably have been working very hard and doing well. And so this is an indication that you're not needing to fully focus. You don't need to double up on workload. It's going to just come naturally to you over the next 4 months, okay? Let's pull some additional outcome cards. What are 3 additional outcome cards for Virgos? 3 additional outcome cards for Virgos. 3 additional outcome cards for Virgos. There you are, taking action, being victorious. Realizing that the burden, you've been working very hard, Virgos, and now you can just breathe a little bit. It's time to start putting your energy into new things. What you have been working is turning into a well-oiled machine now, and it's time to build and do expansive types of things. This could also indicate a pregnancy by somebody crazy, which is not what you want, so be careful. All right, Virgos, I love you. Let's move on to Capricorns. Enjoy your week. Be sure to watch your monthly reading. Those are up, and I do a really interesting astrological overview on those two, so be sure to watch them, okay? All right, Virgos, I love you. Bye. Hi, Capricorns. How are you? What's going on? How are you feeling? Leave your comments below, Capricorns. And watch your monthly video. I just posted it. Just before these, I posted it. Sorry for the delay. I had a bunch of private readings I needed to get caught up on. I tend to let those slip a little bit, and then I'm like, oh crap, I have to get them done. So then I'll just spend a day or two and just get all caught up. So what's going on? I'm specifically asking you, Capricorns, because Saturn is retrograde in your sign. Like retribution, good and bad. So how are you feeling? Like, what's going on? This is your ruling planet lightening the load for you. How does it feel? All right, Capricorns. What is going on for your week, April 22nd through the 28th? Oops. That changes things. Doesn't it? One card can change so much. Temperance. Temperance is a card of mercy. We tend to talk about the Temperance card as maintaining even-keeled, right, emotional balance. And yes. But more so, this is being able to be in a mental and emotional balanced state to have understanding and mercy on ourselves and others. That's very important. And there is a sense of balance here. You see, she has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the ground. She's carefully moving her emotional state from one to the next, and she knows that there's still part of she's not done with this journey, not by any means. There's the reward is at the end, but we have to take time for ourselves. We have to rejuvenate. That's why she's on this journey, and she's stopping and rejuvenating her emotions by being in this pond, okay? And then she's going to continue on the journey to continue working towards her reward. That's why this crown is over here. Again, yeah, not starting anything new, but definitely working towards abundance and love. So interesting week, Capricorns, because I'm getting this feeling that there's like love coming, or here, or it's being recognized on some level. And yeah, obviously because we have the 10 of Pentacles and the Lovers card. But I think there's going to be this hastening of that. And that's why I am saying that specifically because of this fire sign here in this Knight of Wands. I think there's going to be this hastening. Now, let's talk about this. We talk about mercy and emotional balance. We also talk about the understanding where we presently are based on our past and based on where we see our future being. But this can be a card of delay and decisions. But when it's reversed, there's no delay. It's like you're very aware of where you have been, where you are, and where you want to be. And there's this devil inside, this connection inside, either towards a person or towards, again, we talk about Saturn going retrograde. It's like this is your card. It's like very much aware of what has been holding you back in whatever department or area of your life you're thinking. So what's been holding you back, Capricorns? And I think there's this keen awareness for you of like, oh, all I have to do is this. all I have to do is say this or show this emotion or act this way. And then all of a sudden I get what I want. So I think there's this hastening. And in the past, you could have been dealing with the water sign, you could have been dealing with a fire sign. But in the past here, there's manipulation, and I'm sensing because of this devil here, and because of this lovers, okay, and temperance, I'm kind of getting the sense that you were lying to yourself about where something was, or it's like, I feel like this is some sort of manipulation in the process that actually inhibited the development of it. Like, actually, I think you were trying to play games to get what you want, and not spiteful, not vindictive games, but it's like you, instead of just saying, like, let's take for example, you love somebody and you want them to move in with you. Like, instead of just saying, I love you, I want to spend life with you, let's move in together, like, come move in with me, I want to help be with you, I want to be with you. Instead of just saying that, you play these silly games of like hinting and beating around the bush to kind of like test where they feel. And instead of just saying it, when in fact they would just be like, yeah, that sounds great. So I feel like this isn't like dastardly manipulation, but I think this is like hinting and beating around the bush instead of just freaking saying it, which is what this person does. That's why I'm sensing there's this hastening. There's fear associated with doing this, but once you do this, then you get the rewards. Then you're big man in charge. Then they say yes, okay? This isn't doing this slowly. This is doing things slowly. Honestly, trustworthy, loyal, like, yes, there's a grounded approach to this, yes, but this, you are hastening the process. They're afraid, okay? This is how they are viewing you. They're viewing you as failing at this. They need you to be like this. They need you to be like this. They don't need you to play games and play emotional attachment games. They don't need you to do that. They need you to say what you want and be very clear about what you want. And if you don't know, figure it out. Okay? Hopes and fears, you're afraid this is going to make you very exhausted and tired. Okay? But this burden, it ends. This is the end. Like, you're at the end of this burden. And this burden that you carry, I feel like it's craziness at work, but like probably emotional burden because you're psyching yourself out about just freaking saying something. I think you're psyching yourself out about saying something that you actually really want. Okay. Outcome is the Knight of Wands. So I'm going to pull a clarifier on that because this is a temporary energy. And I think this takes a lot of effort for you. And as much as grounded as you are and as fearless as you are, there's something about stating emotions or being very clear on your emotions that terrifies you. So I think here you're very much afraid that they leave. This says they do. This says they might. So I don't want to scare you. Now you're not even going to say anything because you're like, oh, they're going to leave. Oh, that was clarifier. Yeah, there's uncertainty around this. There's uncertainty around if they're going to stay, if they're going to go. Definitely probably dealing with a fire sign. If this is you that needs to take on this energy, you're afraid of it. But don't be afraid of it, Capricorns. And please, that's a game. Please clarify this Knight of Wands again. No, you're really afraid. Okay. This is a temporary energy. It could cause confusion. It could cause a lack of a new beginning. But if this is you being afraid to actually go for it and say what you want and be very clear about it, you're afraid because I don't think you are clear about it. But that's the thing. You need to get clear on it, Capricorns. I think right now in this energetic stuff that's happening, astrologically speaking, it is not the time to be slow, super slow, and completely weigh things out. It is the time to take action and say things and be clear on where you stand. Here we go back to that Chiron transit and like self-worth issues and self-confidence issues. Like, don't be that. And if you can understand that everybody's going through this, You could be a very strong leader for people and lead people and direct people because everybody's unsure right now. Everybody's unsure. Okay. All right. One more. I'm pulling 3 outcome cards, additional outcome cards. That's somebody not taking action when they know they should. And what happens when you don't take action? Sure. You don't get stressed out, but nothing happens either. Who wants that? Okay? All right, Capricorns, I love you. Be sure to watch your monthly. And if you want to order a private reading, you can click on the link below, and I will talk to you later. All right? Bye.